Beginning on ODO podcast in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the ODO podcast, where normal is not my specialty. I am your host, the always behind on shit Adam Higgins, the Odd Dad Out. And you can find me at oddadoutpodcast.com and at Odd Dad Out on all the social media places, including the Oddballs Facebook group, which I'm going to try and put more shit in. I promise eventually maybe I'll get around to it. I don't know. And this is the show where I ramble and rant and tell you about shit, and I'm getting back into making fun of some shit from the news and other type stuff, because yeah, that's apparently what you like, right? Me being an asshole to people being assholes. How are you doing? Things are going okay, I guess. I don't quite have the buttery smooth vocals I had last week because I just was working tonight and no, stretching my voice or anything on the way home. I had a pretty short night and I just, was taking it easy on myself. That, and I've been kind of sick-ish the last couple of days. Nothing major, just like minor sinus infection-y type stuff. You know that feeling where your sinuses just start getting super congested and burny, and it starts like kind of up near your eyes and works its way down into your throat, and then everything in your throat starts burning and all of that crap. I had that crap for a couple of days, which sucks. So yeah, no singing or stretching my voice or any of that stuff, because really I just didn't have the energy or the vocal stretch. My throat wasn't having any of that lately. But I'm on the mend. I'm a little meh right now still. I'm still okay. I'm always congested. And it's something oddly that my wife and I kind of had a conversation about the other day. Realizing we're kind of perpetually congested, and it'd be really interesting to go to the doctor and see about, like, is there a treatment to get this, like, being uncongested, and seeing what would that do to, like, our breathing ability or my voice or anything like that. And I remember, and I mentioned this in the past where, hell, I think I mentioned this like a few weeks ago, that I was taking allergy meds. I think I was taking Zyrtec as just a regular daily allergy medication to try and try and concern myself with and manage my congestion and all that stuff. But generally it helped. It did help. And I was less stuffy and all that, but it made me damn tired all the time. And when you work a night job and I just couldn't. But still, that aside, it'd be interesting to see if, like, there was something we could do to deal with this whole perpetual congestion thing, or if it's just, like I've treated it before, just allergies, and it's been an allergy problem. But enough about my sinuses. I finally, I know I said I was going to get to it. I finally have updated the post for the show notes for last week. If you want to go and read a little bit more about whatever I talked about, or you could just listen to last week's episode. Links to those news stories are up, and I'm really gonna try. I really am gonna try and get, I really don't know about getting caught up and back updating posts, but I am gonna try and be writing more, even if it's not there on release day, like this one was. Like this, I wrote the blurb, I posted the blurb, I sent out the blurb, and then I went back and I updated the post on the website. You're probably not reading it anyway. I'm just going to say, you're probably not reading it. I'm writing all this stuff mostly for Google juice, as they say, so that the internet thinks, I do more on the website. But if you are curious about my voiceover recording setup, I do have a post today. I can't talk. It's too late, early, whatever, what time. It's too late early in the morning, night for me to be talking. Words are hard, and I'm leaving it in because I don't really edit this. Unless I cough on the microphone, I don't really edit. Sorry, you know this. And me being a fumbling buffoon sometimes is part of the charm, right? 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 That's part of the charm, right? No. But yeah, I'm trying to do more. And so like I said, I posted a picture of my little voice setup in my walk-in closet, and I'll probably just throw it up on Instagram soon, but yeah, and just filled out a little bit more. And I realize it's not necessary for you. You're listening to me. You don't need all the shit that I write, because I don't write stuff like I said, I don't plan out what I'm going to say vaguely. I vaguely planned out the news stories I'm covering this week, because I really want to commit to going back to the news and doing the weird funny shit, because one, it takes some of the pressure off of me to have to come up with bullshit to talk about to entertain you for however the hell long I do this. But also, it's a lot easier and a lot funnier to make fun of other people being stupid besides just making fun of myself being stupid. I mean, I do that all the time. My wife does that all the time. God, I feel like I need to get her back on here just so she can, enough with the self-deprecation. Let's have my wife deprecating me. Yeah. We always have fun when she sits down, when she records, but so getting her to sit down and record, plus also just the timing of it, because like I've said in the past, I kind of do this in the middle of the night, and she's sleeping right now. So there's not a lot of time in our day where we're both awake and not busy, where we would rather, she would rather sit down and record a podcast with me, or we could sit down and be watching Nancy Drew, or we could be watching Only Murders Up in This Bitch, or whatever. What is that show? We joke around and we throw out all these different weird names for the show. I think it's the Only Murders in the Building. It's that new show on Hulu. It's got Martin Short and Steve Martin and Selena Gomez, and it's about this group of people who all live in this building, and their neighbor gets murdered or something, and they're like true crime podcast nuts, and they start investigating it, and they start their true crime podcast. And so there's this whole thing, and yeah, it's really funny. It's actually a really good show, but my wife had originally watched the first few episodes with her mom and sister, and was like, hey, there's this new show you've got to watch. And so we sat down and started watching it. And the thing with it is they're actually doing kind of even though it's on Hulu, they're doing kind of the traditional one episode a week. And I think there's only like 2 or 3 episodes left of the season that we haven't watched, but they're doing like a traditional release, 1 episode a week. And it's been a really funny show. It's been really good. I will say it is very awkward watching Selena Gomez swear. She says fuck a lot. And coming from Selena Gomez, it just doesn't sound right. It doesn't feel right. And I don't know how much she swears in her day-to-day normal personal human life. But Selena Gomez that you see on TV, who is, I think, 30-ish, and she's in like mid to late 20s, like 30, somewhere around there. And I don't know, and I'm not looking it up, sorry. But she absolutely makes sense for her to talk like that. But she hasn't aged. She still looks like she's 12. She's still got a 12-year-old face. And so it's really hard to see her in anything other than like Waverly Place. Like even that movie, what she did was it Spring Breakers? That was supposed to be her big role to kind of break her away from the Disney image. Like, no, she just still has that baby face, no matter how old she is and how, rude and whatever the character is in the show, and very brash. And granted, it takes place in New York, so everybody's kind of brash, but it just doesn't feel right. And not to discredit her acting ability, it's just a case of, like, she's great. Everybody in the show is amazing. It's great. Nathan Lane is in it. Sting is in it at one for a couple. Like the musician Sting is really funny. He's one of their neighbors. It's hilarious. But it's weird it's weird seeing Selena Gomez swearing. And again, I think like 90% of the fucks in this show come from her. It's really funny and just awkward. But it's like, again, weird, but you know what? Fine. Let her do it. It's a great show. Like, weirdness of Selena Gomez swearing aside, it's a good show. And it's really funny. And again, it's got Steve Martin and Martin Short, two comedy legends. And watching them work together, like, it's so odd. I don't have the words, and you know me, I can normally go on and on and on and on and on about things. I don't have the words to really describe the joy I get from watching those two on a show, especially like, and with Selena Gomez, because I watched Wizards of Waverly Place. I've thoroughly enjoyed seeing her in stuff. I really do like Selena Gomez, and I like her music. And to see her in this adult, basically kind of drama sitcom, it's weird. It's, because it really plays into the true crime drama thing, but when you stick all of them in it, the comedy just goes. And so that they really play the comedy side of these guys in this murder mystery sort of thing. So it plays well. Everybody works well in this environment. It's funny. But yeah, I don't have words to really describe the joy I get watching them in this show, because yeah, they're comedy legends and they work so well together. And Selena playing off of them works so well. It's just, I love it. It's great. So you should check it out if you have Hulu or however you choose to watch it. But yeah, we joke around because they were messing with the name and they couldn't remember what exactly it was called. And I started messing with them and I was like, yeah, murder's up in this bitch. Only murder, murders in the house. Who murdered my building, something, just throwing out whatever. I joked with my wife about, oh yeah, we should totally start a podcast about the show and call it Only Murders Up in This Bitch, just because why the fuck not? Or just in every week, every episode just being another misphrasing of the title of the show just for kicks. But again, sitting down with my wife to record a podcast, not on her priority list. But it's still fun show to watch. Again, I think we've still got we've got this week's episode. We're basically a week behind right now because we got the current episode and there's two more episodes left of the season. So I'm excited to finish watching it. Nancy Drew just started, so we're watching the current season of Nancy Drew, and they're getting way more Sherlock Holmes with it. I don't like the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes kind of thing. I don't know if I like it, but whatever. I'm enjoying the show either way. But yeah, there's so much stuff to watch right now. But all that aside, enough of watching TV. I do need to give one quick garden update. So let's do that. I don't have a sound for that. I was teeing it up like I have a sound for this. I keep in my head, I have a little, like a happy birds tweeting sound and shit that I keep wanting to put in there every time I talk about the garden, but I'm too lazy to get up and find a fucking sound to put there. And I'm not going to go out and like record birds in my yard or whatever, because mostly what I have is hummingbirds that like to dive bomb you. I don't know. Have you ever really dealt with hummingbirds? They like to dive bomb you. If you're near their bird feeder, they'll just bzz, bzz, and they'll fucking like try and take your head off. I don't know. They're tiny. They're gutsy as hell for something so small, because if they hit you, they're going to lose. But damn it, if they aren't going to try and scare the shit out of you. I don't know. I've been buzzed way too many times by the hummingbirds in our yard. They out of fucking nowhere. Just like, I'll be standing there looking at the lemon tree and fucking ducking a fucking bird that's like half an ounce. Anyway, enough about getting, attempted murdered by hummingbirds. Everything's doing great. I think I've posted pictures on Instagram of the roses I planted recently. I say recently, it's been like a month and a half now, but they're finally blooming again. So I got some new roses And I think we're discovering how much light affects our roses, because we have what are supposed to be, I think they're Mr. Lincolns, and supposed to be a very deep red rose. But part of this is plant, it gets a lot more shade than the rest. And the flower buds that have a lot more sun are more pink, but the ones that spent most of the day in the shade are that deeper, darker red. And so I figured they're just kind of sun bleaching, which is something to learn about roses I didn't know. And on the other side of the yard, I don't remember the name of the particular species of rose that we have, but it's supposed to be kind of an orange pink color, and it's really more like a white cream color they're coming out. And I think it's the same sort of sun bleaching thing. But my roses are blooming. I didn't kill them. It's super exciting. Meanwhile, my strawberries all but died because the moth or something, I don't even know. Crazy shit happened. Go out one day, the entire strawberry barrel is dead. Like, Thursday, they were fine. Friday afternoon, I go out, all dead. Like, my first thought was, oh shit, did something happen to have they not been getting watered? Why did they all shrivel up? Why did this happen so fast? Because again, I went from Thursday morning, everything's fine, Friday afternoon, dead, shriveled up, like fucking mummy's curse, dead. And there was literally only one little runner that had planted itself, that had like rooted, that was still alive. All of the plants, all of the other runners, all of the every other little strawberry spore that had settled into there had died. Don't know why. But one runner had rooted and established itself and had continued and kind of bounded around. And so I had one strawberry vine left. And so I basically pulled everything out of there and ran that one little strawberry around. So if I have any strawberries going in the anywhere future, it'll be from that. I don't even know if I'm going to keep it. So far it hasn't died again. Like, it hasn't gone the way of the rest of everything else and died. It's still alive up to this point, but that whole barrel looks way more pathetic than it did a week ago, literally, where it was just overgrown with strawberries. Now it's got one little scraggly ass vine. But we'll see. Or I may just rip them out and put something else there. And maybe we'll put the tomatoes there and plant some new tomatoes or something. Because it feels weird not having tomatoes. I don't know. But maybe we'll try that. On the everything else side, I don't know if I've mentioned everything I've got growing right now. I've got cucumbers and green beans coming up. I planted garlic. I don't know what's going on with the garlic, because garlic is pretty much supposed to stay in the ground and doesn't do much of anything until the spring. You plant it, it stays there, it kind of hibernates and does its thing underground for a few months, and it pops up in the spring. So I have no clue what's going to happen with the garlic until springtime, and stuff thaws out, and maybe I'll get some plants, maybe I won't. I don't know. Right now I've got a patch of garlic theoretically planted. Corn's doing weird. I actually had 4. Everything was coming up and looking great. I've actually had 4 of the corn plants. Everything came up fine, but for whatever reason, one day, much like the strawberries, 4 of them died just out of nowhere. And it was one whole row and then one of them on the next row over for whatever, don't know what reason. Don't know if something just got to them, maybe ate up their roots or something, but for whatever reason, one straight row of corn died. Weird. Still got a ton more. So I'm not overly concerned with it, other than last night we had a really rough windstorm. It like stuff blowing around the yard, go out there in the morning, and I've just got, potted plants and stuff. Not potted plants, but like planters and yard trash that I should normally have taken care of all over the damn place. And so I'm cleaning up the yard and doing all the stuff, but it was weird. Like just seeing stuff tossed around, and I've got a little, not a planter, but like a saucer that I would use as a bird bath before I bought a bird bath. And, there was a box we had the boys like basketball and stuff like that. That's all tossed, and all that stuff tossed around the yard. It was like, fucking hell, it was windy last night. And I didn't realize until this morning, I didn't think about, the plants. And oddly enough, the roses did fine. I didn't see any damage to the roses, but some of the green beans got pretty thrashed. Some of the corn got tossed around. It sucks because I just planted. We went to Home Depot yesterday. I managed to convince my wife to go to Home Depot with me, and we got some romaine lettuce seedlings and some celery seedlings because the celery seed that I planted ain't doing shit. And so I just said, fuck it. Let's go see if they have anything. And they happen to have some celery seedlings. So I've now got some celery seedlings growing if they don't die on me and get transplant shock or any of that stuff. They survived the storm. And my romaine lettuce seedlings survived the storm. So, hey, as of right now, I've got romaine lettuce and some celery. The celery is going to take time, but like the lettuce is technically at the size you plant romaine seedlings. You could eat it, but I'm going to stay on my lettuce this season because last year they bolted and it just tasted nasty. So I'm really going to stay on my lettuce this time and really, I'll probably start taking it to work. It's like, hey, lettuce, here you go. Everybody, lettuce. And then once I get celery, lettuce, green beans, cucumbers, who wants it? All the stuff. I'm really wanting to, make the most of our garden this year. But, it's the winter. It's what it is. Last year we had a pretty mild winter, made growing stuff really easy. I don't know what it's going to be this winter, but so far it's been rainy. So I don't know. And me being between the rain and me feeling sick at the beginning of the week, I still have not mowed the yard. It is getting a little out of hand. I need to do it in the next couple of days because we're going camping this weekend, and I'll give you the rundown. I've talked about our little out of town camping trips before. We rent a cabin in one of the state parks. We spend a couple days over the weekend, have a nice time, do some hiking, just get out of the house, get away from the city for a few days. So we got one of those coming up. Looks, going to have a fun time like we do. Already looking at what places we want to go next, what, there are lakes we want to go to or campsites we want to go to. Looking into, because we realize there are a lot of lakes. Arizona has a lot of lakes. People don't realize this. Arizona has a lot of lakes and a lot of state parks. But up to this point, we've only been staying at ones with cabins because we don't, we're not roughing it too much. We haven't gotten to a point where we can commit to real camping, like busting out tents or whatever. We're just not that roughing it. Sorry. We're city people to that degree. But we rent a cabin, and we kind of occurred to me, I kind of had the idea of like, well, what if we went to one of these places, one of these state parks where they have camping but don't have cabins, and we just like rented a camper or an RV or something for the weekend. And it wasn't even something like we've thought about buying one in the past. And in case you've ever looked, those things range from like $50,000 to $200,000. I never realized how much RVs cost. And I realized it's basically a house on wheels. I didn't expect it to cost as much as a house on wheels. Holy fuck. But you can rent them for the weekend. They give like, it's a bitch of a deposit. You got to put like a $500 deposit, which makes sense because it's a house on wheels. But realistically, with taxes and everything, it's only like $150 to $200 a day. So it's like a high-end hotel, but whatever. It's, again, a house on wheels. So maybe someday, once we're really up, when we're financially in a position where we can do that and we really want to explore more camping stuff and do the RV thing, we'll maybe do the RV thing. But in the meantime, we're renting cheap cabins at the lake. But we got our next trip coming up, and so I'll give you the rundown of that. Maybe I'll have one of the boys share, but I don't know. We'll see what happens, because I don't know what I'm going to do as far as that and what to share and what not to, because again, it gets to a certain thing, much like garden updates and oh, I'm sick again, and that it's a lot of repetition. So unless something new happens, we haven't bought fishing gear or anything to go, if we actually finally manage to go fishing or something, maybe I'll talk about it. But at this point, it's a lot of hiking and a lot of it's just us getting away from the city. That's it. It's turning off everything and getting away from the city for a few days. So decompress, go out to the country, remind my wife that the entire state is not as barren as living in Phoenix makes it look. So that's what we got coming up. Hopefully I'll have some sort of an interesting story to share from this next trip, or we'll just get into whatever the fuck is going on. I don't know. We'll see. But I told you I'm going to do it. So, because I have nothing to fill the gap here, let's get into the news.
Bullshit from the news.
I saw this story and I actually had to bring myself to read it. I openly admit I pull stories based on headlines usually, and very rarely do I read the story before I jump in here, because natural reactions are fun and I'm lazy and don't want to read ahead. But I had to know what the deal is with this. Laser vagina menopause therapy shows no benefit in trial. Here I thought it was going to court. No, it's talking about a medical trial, just to get that out of the way. Then I had to find out, what the fuck is laser vagina menopause therapy? Because at the end of the day, people will do anything when it comes to sex and stuff. And I'll just say sex and stuff, because I really don't know any other way to describe it. But essentially, ladies, when they become of a certain age, and it feels so weird. It's like, yes, I realize I'm talking about menopause. When women of a certain age reach a certain point, I already said menopause. What the fuck am I doing dancing around it? Things aren't as fluid as they previously were. And if they're still wanting to enjoy themselves, they need to fix that, or at least, have some assistance. So somebody, and I don't know who, people, I don't know if it's fucking Gwyneth Paltrow, it sounds like it. They have this special laser light therapy where a probe will be inserted into the vaginal cavity, and heat and light will be used to, as they phrase this, and why? Just why? I'm just going to read exactly how this says. Laser rejuvenation involves a probe being inserted into the vagina to heat and change or remodel the surrounding tissue. They phrase this like they're putting up new curtains. Remodel. We're going to remodel the vagina. Just knock down a few walls here, maybe putting in a nice archway. These window treatments are lovely. No, what the remodeling? Really? You couldn't have phrased that any better, guys. The BBC couldn't phrase remodeling the vagina with lasers. But good news, I guess. They did a clinical trial, because basically the principle behind this is that, if we use these lasers internally to cause minor, basically, we're going to heat and burn, because you're going to fucking burn it. We're going to do some minor damage. It's fucking damage to the interior area to stimulate new growth and increase natural lubrication and restore sexual gratification. No, you're just fucking lasering women's vaginas. That's it. You're just you are sticking a fucking laser beam inside of a hoo-ha and burning the shit out of it, thinking it's gonna fix it. Sorry, that's not how it works, okay? And anybody who had this dumbass idea, again, Gwyneth Paltrow, she's just for reference, she's not mentioned anywhere, but this sounds like some of that goop shit. She was up there promoting the shit where they were putting fucking wasps' nest and jade eggs and all this hoo-ha business. Yeah. Any weird shit that involves lady parts, I have to assume somewhere in the background Gwyneth Paltrow is eyeing it for some way to make it marketable. But U.S. regulators and a clinical study from the U.K. basically said, yeah, it don't make a damn bit of difference. It doesn't do anything. They did a traditional double-blind study, and they had women who got their hoo-ha lasered and women who thought they got her hoo-ha lasered, and it didn't make a damn bit of difference. It doesn't work. So any ladies out there who are thinking about getting their hoo-ha lasered, don't. Unless you're doing like, electrolysis or something for hair follicle reasons, whatever. But yeah, if you're trying to get your interior hoo-ha lasered, don't bother. It doesn't work. And it's fucking stupid. I'm sorry. When it comes to, I am anti-genital surgery. Like, I realize there's, penis enlargement surgery, and there's, vagioplasties and all these. There's cosmetic surgery for your nether regions, and I just don't understand it. Look, people, genitals have a certain appearance, whether, you find them attractive or not, whatever. Of whatever type of genitals, they're just not good looking. Or they are. Your personal preference. They just look how they look. Okay? Just can we stop doing surgery, cosmetic surgery on genitals? Just no cosmetic surgery on genitals of any type. I don't care what you want to do. I just don't think you should be putting knives down there unless there's, some medically necessary reason for it. And laser hoo-ha surgery is not one of them. And again, doesn't work. Not to just pick on the ladies, because, hey, if you were a lady and you were having issues and you wanted to fix them, medically, you thought somebody says, hey, I'm going to give you a hoo-ha laser and it's going to make you, getting it on like you were 25 again. Sure, why not? And pretty much any 80-year-old dude who can't get it up again, that's why they have Viagra and all those other pills to help, the people who just can't get it on the way they used to. There's plenty of medications for that, and I understand that. So, yeah, I understand wanting to do it, but it just doesn't work. So, sorry to burst your bubble, ladies. Again, why would you want to put it? I don't care. Don't put a hoo-ha laser. There's no hoo-ha lasers. But again, not to leave the ladies out there hanging. Guys are stupid too. And realistically, if you tell a guy it'll make his dick bigger, they'll do anything. Really. And I hate to, okay, I was going to say I hate to admit this because that would sound like I've done something stupid. No, but I've covered enough stories here of guys doing something stupid. And the fact that doctors have to give you a warning not to do this is just a sign of the fact that a guy will do anything if you say it'll make his dick bigger. Thai man gets penis stuck in a bottle opener, which is both cringy, painful, and also depressing. Because I don't know when the last time you looked at a bottle opener, but you gotta be pretty small to fit through a bottle opener. Just saying. A Thai man required hospital treatment after getting his penis stuck in a bottle opener because his friend, never trust your friends, told him it would help enhance his penis size. All it really did was make it get stuck and swell up. Because here's a little bit of advice or a warning for any guy out there who has ever had the thought of sticking their dick in anything. When you put it through any sort of a ring or I've heard stories about guys getting their shit stuck in bottles, in bottle openers, in fucking wedding rings, and every one of the stories that you ever hear about, some guy getting his dick stuck in something. It's sad because it's always something you're looking at. It's like, that's a really small thing to get your dick stuck in. It's really kind of depressing. Dude, sorry. I heard one guy got his fucking stuck in his wedding ring. Now, unless you got Andre the Giant fingers, you're not looking at anything. It just sounded depressing. Nevertheless, they were able to cut the bottle opener off. The thing is, every time you put your dick through a thing, it pinches the blood vessels. And then the blood vessels flow in, everything swells up, and now the return blood vessels are pinched off and the blood can't get back out. And the only way to stop it, there's no calming down, there's no relaxing. It's like, nope, blood flows in one way and the exit pipes for the blood are on the exterior. They're pinched. Blood can't get back out. Shit starts swelling. Now you're stuck until some doctor or a very crafty fireman or whatever is able to cut off whatever item you were stupid enough to put your dick in. Don't. Okay? Much like the hoo-ha lasers and my previously stated opinion on genital plastic surgery, don't stick your dick in things unless it's made for that. You know, there are toys specially made for this. There are people. Let's go with people. Let's do the people thing or the toys thing that are specifically made for this. Do not stick your penis in anything that is not designed for having penis in it. There. Take that as you will. I've talked way too much about genitals. Oh my god, I think I've spent about as much time on genitals as I have on my garden. Fuck. And I normally am not too fond of covering stories about stuff. I don't like penis humor. But at the end of the day, like, you see a story about it, and it's not that a guy got his dick stuck in a bottle opener, because there's a million stories about guys getting their dick stuck in dumb shit. It's always incredibly small stuff that makes the story really sad. But there's so many stories about guys getting their dick stuck in stuff that it's almost a played out trope to cover them all. But the fact that the headline says doctors issue warning, I'm like, why do doctors have to issue a warning? Why do doctors have to issue a warning? Why do guys not know, don't stick your dick in a bottle opener? That's what made me look at this, just thinking why do you not just know, okay? Why do you have to be told, don't stick your dick in a bottle opener, or a bottle, or a whatever the fuck, or a soda can, or I don't know. God, no, fuck. Those are sharp. Again, depressing, but still, don't stick your genitals in things that aren't made for genitals, okay? Made for genitals. Whether they're biological parts or manufactured parts, keep your genitals in genital safe designed spaces. There. Okay, I gotta get off this. Away from the genitals. And it's almost as cringy as severed genitals and laser hoo-ha surgery. Skrillex. No. Do you know who Skrillex is? I barely know who Skrillex is, but apparently he's a dubstep artist, which is a form of electronic music. All these damn words that I heard music. I don't know exactly what dubstep is, other than I've heard the name and I've heard of Skrillex. I know he's a guy who makes dubstep. Well, apparently, if you haven't caught on, I'm not exactly a fan of electronic music or dubstep or Skrillex. Apparently neither are bugs, because apparently Skrillex music is so bad it repels mosquitoes. I'm just going to say, there are a lot of really stupid research studies out there. There's a lot of things that at the end of the day, why the fuck are you wasting money on this? Because I personally do not feel like the research study that results in finding out that listening to Skrillex will repel mosquitoes probably didn't have a good enough basis to start your research study? When you went to get funding for your study and they say, hey, you want $4 million to study, I don't know how much they spent, but you want $4 million to study how dubstep music can repel bugs? Sure. The fuck? No. Why? Who are the people writing these checks? Really? Really? You're studying mosquito repellent and you went to dubstep music. Really? Did you really hate dubstep so much that you thought to use it as a bug repellent? Really? Yeah, I know there's science behind it. It's still fucking stupid that you went there, okay? Did this study really need to be done? All right. Let's get into this. Enough ranting about I'm sure I'm going to keep ranting, but according to a recent scientific study, the way to avoid mosquito bites is to listen to electronic music, specifically dubstep, specifically by Skrillex. Because basically mosquitoes use sound, and their reproductive cycles and their feeding cycles can be affected by sound waves. And apparently certain songs from Skrillex have certain high frequencies and low frequencies. One of them impedes their desire to feed, and another impedes their desire to have sex. I didn't even mean for the genital conversation to roll into mosquito sex, but apparently here we are. Oh. Let's see. Specifically, the song Scary Monsters and Nice Sprites from Skrillex features on his... what the fuck has he got a Grammy? It has, again, high and low frequencies. So in insects, low frequency vibrations facilitate sexual interactions, whereas noise disrupts the perception of signals from conspecifics. Oh, members of the same species. Yeah, good thing you put that in parentheses because I'm reading words and it's too late to be learning new words. Basically, again, certain frequencies make them want to eat, certain frequencies make them want to have sex, and apparently this particular song from Skrillex makes them want to do both less. Somebody paid money to do this research. That is the biggest shame here. Somebody paid money to study the effects of dubstep music on mosquitoes. I realize it's probably a little less toxic than fumigation, but personally, I'll take the mosquitoes over the fucking music. I'll get bit all day if I don't have to listen to fucking Skrillex music. Is that harsh? I realize I listen to Nickelback too, so hate on me all you want. I can't even say I've established that I'm somewhat of a Nickelback apologist. I don't understand the hate, but you know what? And so yeah, fucking really Skrillex, really, and Marshmello, and Deadmau5 and all these guys. Yeah, fucking what the fuck? I do not understand EDM music. Okay, I understand EDM music. I just don't get it. I don't get the crazy hype behind it. And I don't get the making like Hooper super duper celebrity musicians out of guys who basically just play with sound pads all day. That's what they do. I can do that. Like, oh, they're good at it. It's still just fucking sound pads. Sorry, guys. It's really it. And yes, I don't mean to diminish what they do, but also kind of do. Sorry. When even Deadmau5 says, hey, I don't know how to play any instruments. This is the only way I know how to make music. I'm like, okay, I get that, but you could try. Try and learn to play an instrument. Sorry. I've been playing guitar for 20 years. I might suck, but you know what? I fucking try. I can fake it, okay? I've played guitar long enough to fake knowing what the fuck I'm doing. I'd much rather my boys learn to play guitar than learn to make electronic music. I realize I'm kind of a music snob that way. again, who the fuck paid for the research dubstep on mosquitoes? I just can't. That's the biggest thing. I just can't get over this. Somebody paid for this research. That I just can't get over that. I just, I have nowhere to go from that. I really don't. I don't know. I have no out. It's just fucking weird. All right. I'm gonna get out of here because, well, I talked entirely too much about genitals for one day, and I think I need to decompress now. Remember, you can get the links to all those weird-ass news stories, if you want them, and more in the show notes at oddadoutpodcast.com. Follow me on all the social media places, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at oddadout. Share the show however you feel like in all the places. Tell people about it. That's the coolest thing you could ever do. And if you want to hear your voice or message or whatever the hell you feel like on the show, leave me a voicemail, 516-636-7631. That's 516-ODO-POD1. Of course, link in the show notes. I swear, it's actually already there. But until next time, my dear oddballs, thank you and lay off the genital surgery.